Hello and welcome to Shamrock Foods Kitchen Conversations, where we'll talk to Shamrock partners just like you about how they approach the hospitality business, stay on top of trends, and manage a successful restaurant business. I'm your host, Jeff Piven, business solutions consultant with Shamrock Foods, and I'm joined today with Shamrock Foods partner, Leah Hirtz, owner of World Empanadas in Burbank, California. Good afternoon, Leah. Thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Thank you. I'm very well. How are you? Thank you for having me.
Excellent. Well, it's great to have you as well. To our audience out there in TV land, we invite you to participate in this conversation by commenting below. Any of the comments when we're unable to answer live, we will get back to you later, but we can see your comments as they come across, and we would love to invite you to be part of this conversation. So, Leah, tell us a little bit about World Empanadas. How did it come to be?
Well, World Empanadas, I started this way back in about 8-9 years ago. It was something that I had always thought about. You know, going back to Argentina, I saw that in Argentina, my husband's homeland, that they had an empanada shop in every corner. And it was fabulous. I mean, people just, go and grab an empanada and they leave with a napkin and they eat it in the way. The kids going to school, will pick up an empanada. And I just thought it would be really great that, the concept to have something like this. But I thought we could make it better. We could stuff it with just about anything, right? Mexican food, all around the world, they have some sort of empanada. And I just thought it would be fun to make it, very unique. Maybe, put in a curry, chicken empanada. And so we started playing with a lot of these new stuffings.
Well, you definitely have a lot of empanadas on your menu that are exciting and not typical.
Yes.
How did you really gain traction? I know that you're there in Burbank. Did you get some support from some celebrities? I know that there's a lot of TV and such going on in that area. Tell us a little bit about that part of it.
Well, we started in a 400 square foot back of a liquor store deli, which is not very common here in California to have that. But there was a deli, and the gentleman there, gave us 6 months free rent. And so we just started it. And I never thought that the first day we would have a line out the door, because we did very little social media, but I guess people were excited about the empanadas. And within, I would say, a month after we opened, Jimmy Kimmel started ordering. The show for Jimmy Kimmel started ordering. It was amazing. They were ordering, 200 empanadas. For us, it was like unreal to have that many empanadas ordered. And so we did a lot of that. And then we did Warner Brothers was another one that, we had. Nickelodeon. So it was a lot of people from those companies started coming, which gave us a lot of great press.
That's awesome. Even SpongeBob loves empanadas.
Yeah, that's good.
So you're a huge empanada advocate, super passionate. Show us your coffee mug real quick. Can you hold that thing up?
Oh my God, I just took it out. I put it back in the sink.
Leah has a really awesome We Love Empanadas coffee mug that she has at the ready. And being in the restaurant business, you have a lot of coffee to drink.
Right.
I've had my share. And who doesn't love a handheld meal? I think they're ubiquitous across many different cuisines, and you've been able to step them up, get creative, and make a California version of the empanada that people are crazy about. Tell us how your empanadas are different from the typical empanada.
Well, our empanadas are, they're all baked, and our dough is vegan. We came up with a really great flaky recipe that is really, really fantastic. It's not that dry kind of cracker, you know.
That's hard to do.
Right. And so we came up with that, and they're all baked. We started out hand making them in different shapes so that we could tell the difference. And then later on, when we had so many of them, we got actually a little machine that, will stamp them with the initials of the empanada.
Right, I saw that. That's such a cool
yes.
method.
So it's really cool. And so, we started just making, I think it was like six different stuffings. And then we decided to add some on, like I got a chili con carne recipe from my mother that she loved. And so we thought, why not? Why can't we put chili con carne, And so we did that, and people absolutely love it. And the most traditional ones that we have from Argentina are probably the creamy corn one, which is called humita in Argentina. And then we have a spinach and cheese that's fabulous.
Awesome.
Matt, my son, he made one which is very popular, which I never thought would be popular, which is the biscuits and gravy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and people absolutely love it. They have that for breakfast. So there, some of them are unusual, and we even made a cricket one once.
Oh man.
Like chapulín from Mexico.
Yeah.
So we made a chapulín with potatoes, and we sold it at the Rose Bowl. They had an annual, kind of a food show, and we made it there, and it was really a lot of fun.
That's super interesting. Lots of different textures, lots of different cuisines, from Southern to Mexican to South American to European. So just about anything you're looking for, and they're all vegan, which I think is an incredible point of differentiation.
Right. The dough is vegan, and then we have a couple of meat ones and a couple of chicken, and we have a couple of or 3 or 4 of the vegan ones. So people really love the vegan ones.
That's true. And at this point where veganism has infiltrated the culinary world, all of our vegan products are starting to become just as good, if not better.
Absolutely.
In baking products, and even in like mac and cheese, you try some of the vegan mac and cheese and you can't tell the difference, and it's better for you and better for the environment, which we all definitely care about. So you've been busy in the past few months, despite all of these crazy roadblocks and bumps in the road, and you've had shut down indoor dining, etc. Can you tell our viewers what changes you've made to your operations so that you can stay on top of this? I mean, I saw on your Instagram that you have a new takeout window. Can you take us through some of those solutions?
Sure. I think that with business owners, we have to be ready to really change and not be so rigid about what we're doing. So we had a seating space of about 20 people. And when this happened, right away, I thought, well, we've got to do something. So it was in March. And immediately, I think it was a couple of days after we had shut down, we decided we were going to put a takeout window. So we have, these huge windows in front.
Yeah.
And so we did. We made windows for takeout, pickup and delivery. We started putting all the, 6 feet apart in place. It was scary because we thought, oh my God, and March was terrible. I mean, we thought we were going to go under, really.
Wow.
But what started to happen is that people started to purchase, instead of coming in for lunch, they started buying them by the dozen. And we also sell them uncooked. So take and bake was great because people would buy dozens and then they'd freeze them and then they'd bake them at home. So our business was able to, to maintain. We lost some business, catering business, but a lot of people are buying more.
There's not a lot of
things you have to do. Mm-hmm.
And, I think that's great. And I love that advice. Like, keep your head up and be ready to pivot. I know that's kind of the word right now.
Exactly.
Supported you in what you've done. And I think that's really fantastic. And you have a really unique situation in that you're a bakery and you are a restaurant. And as a bakery, now that you can't have people inside, have you had to change your menu at all? Can you take us through what your production schedule and what your menu looks like now?
Well, we changed it a bit. We took out a few empanadas at the beginning because some of the products that we were using were not available at the beginning. There was a shortage of quite a few things. So we took out a lot and we simplified. We used to make, 2 drinks, which were horchata by hand, with the rice and everything else, and Jamaica. And so we had to take those out because it was just too much, and so what we started to do is we simplified. We left the empanadas that were the best sellers and that people really liked, and we took them out. But we had an outcry for the biscuits and gravy, so we had to put it back in the menu.
Who would have thought biscuits and gravy?
I know, who would have thought, right?
Bringing back, right?
Yeah. And so we brought it back, and now I think we're just missing 2 of the ones that we used to do. So I think, as far as production, I mean, it's we've kept it okay. Things are starting to come back. The movie industry is opening up certain things, so we're starting to get larger orders. But I think everybody took a hard hit. And like I said, you just have to kind of say what's important right now. How can we service and keep the quality and, continue to survive, I think in these hard times.
Right. And
what paralyzes us most is fear, when we're in this situation, because we see that, oh my God, something bad's going to happen. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that in my head. So I just say, what's the next step? What's the next step to survive? And let's change it if we need to. Even though it's not what we wanted, we're going to change it so that we can continue, producing. So
I love that. Yeah. And, that's what we're calling in the industry right now is a growth mindset.
Yes.
And really, you're stepping out of your comfort zone, which is scary. But when you're scared, you should know that you're going in the right direction. And you've got the support of your community and all of your fans online. And I think it's really brave. And I applaud you on the bravery. I know it's tough to step out of that comfort zone with something that's worked for so long since you were in the back of a liquor store. And, now you have so much at stake with your own location. What are some of the other things that you've done to change and help with profitability? I know that there's a big presence with online ordering. Can you take us through, you weren't doing online ordering before, but you are now and it's working. Can you take us through what that looked like?
My son, Chris, is the one that takes care of all of that part of the business, and he's doing a fantastic job. He got, and I don't understand much about it because I don't really know much about that part, but he's taken, to social media a lot. And so he's put out all kinds of things, for people to see and, advertising as far as that goes. Right. And so, it has grown. He's gotten, some of these platforms that are being used now, Uber Eats and all of those. I mean, they're constantly, they've been working really well for us. I tell, a lot of people, find out how to do that. He's integrated a lot, the platforms and all of that. He's done that. I don't know anything about that, to tell you the truth, but he's done such a good job that people are coming from other, cities around because they get to know that World Empanadas, because of the social media. So I tell people, find someone if you can't do it, but don't be afraid to go out there and advertise. I think that the main thing when you're down like this, continue to advertise, because that's the only way people will really know that you're around.
That's great. That's a great point. And a lot of times, marketing is seen as just a pure expense.
Right.
Opposed to an investment. And I think it's really smart to spend that money and get people aware.
Absolutely. Of what you're doing. I think that has really, really saved us from a lot, from not selling as much as we have. Because people, like I say, come from other cities around. And I mean, I consider myself a small business, but
Right.
people see it. And so don't be afraid to spend the money on advertising for a small business.
For
I think
sure.
it's
And
very
for
important.
those of you out there that want to take a look at what they're doing, easy to find this business on the web, worldempanadas.com, as well on as Instagram and Facebook at World Empanadas. The Instagram is very entertaining. Chris, kudos. I don't know if he's back there, but kudos. It all looks really good. And there's also an option to order at every point that you turn around. So it's a great call to action to drive people to the store to get them to make a purchase. So of all of these changes that we're talking about, which of these do you think is going to last long term beyond 2021 and into 2022 and beyond?
Well, I think we are going to keep the takeout only.
Okay.
We're going to keep the takeout only. That's what we've decided, because I think that we can utilize the space. We only have 1,400 square feet. And the more people are ordering, from studios and things like that, we probably need the space for extra refrigeration.
Right.
So I think that's what we're going to do. And people, a lot of people really they love taking them home and freezing them. And I think that, now I think that's what we're going to keep, at least for a while also, because I think a lot of people are uncomfortable with the COVID. We're thinking about the parking lot. We have a small parking lot that maybe we could put out some tables for casually people can sit there and eat.
Sure.
Now that we're allowed to do that. So we might do that, but I think that we will not open up, for indoor dining anymore.
Well,
So
it's
that's
excellent to be able to have that type of flexibility, and you can always go back and
Right.
dine in whenever you're ready. But
Right.
it seems like the to-go and online has been fantastic for you.
Yes.
So awesome for that. Real quick, folks out there, if you're just joining us, welcome to our broadcast. I'm here with Leah Hirtz, owner of World Empanadas in Burbank, California. If you have questions for us, I don't even see a question up there yet. And usually I'm either getting heckled or my dad might chime in. We get a lot of hard-hitting questions sometimes that are difficult to talk about on air, some in-depth questions. I invite you to send those our way. I know Leah's looking for some questions about empanadas, especially how to incorporate Southern cooking into Argentinian cooking, which is a really cool cross-section, and they've had a wild success doing that. Please send us your questions. We're here, we're ready. So let's ask you one more question about digital media. How did you find using the website I guess this is more of a question for Chris, but I saw also on your Instagram that you have an app, and I actually downloaded your app on my phone, and it's beautiful. It's so easy to use. The customers can download that and use it to order your wonderful empanadas. How has the app worked out for you? I'm super interested in that.
Well, that's a Chris question. He's not here. He's actually at the shop working right now. But I think, I don't know what he's done, but I know that he combines a lot of fun stuff. He's very natural, and so I think he's done a lot of work to do that. And I know it has worked because he's the one that takes care of that. And really, I wish I could talk to you more about that, but I really don't know. I know that it's worked. But that I don't know how he's done it.
Okay, well, I feel a follow-up coming up with Chris.
Yes, with
and
Chris.
For those of you out there, pop open your app store on your phone and look for World Empanadas LA. And you can take a look at this app. It's super simple, super easy to use. Right on the very top, it's like, order a dozen empanadas. And I was like, I wonder if this will show up to my house. I was super interested to do that. Beautiful. The app no longer is the tech just for the big guys, right? Yeah. We can access these things to to elevate our business and to cast a wider net and capture customers. You know, the younger customers shop almost exclusive online. So
Yes.
you're able to reach a whole new pool of customers, and it's super neat. What advice can you give our viewers out there that need your help and need our help to succeed now and into the future? What's like one or two little tidbits you could give us?
You know, I think that we shouldn't be afraid of failing. If we fail, you know, a lot of people think that it's, oh my God, it's so bad. So when you're not afraid, when you're not carrying that fear with you, you are able to do so much more. And my motto, I've always said to myself, you know, why not me? Why not me?
Right.
There's so many successful people. Why not me?
Right.
You don't have to be you know, a genius, because I'm not, certainly.
Me either. So.
Average person. It's just tenacity. You know, keep going. Believe in what you've got and keep going and be honest and truthful about it. And don't be afraid. If we fail, we get up again. We start something else.
Sure.
You know, life is that. We've got to take it and just go with it, you know. To me, that's always helped me in my business. You know, get rid of the fear and just move forward and say, you know, take one little step at a time. You know, if you can't take them all, because then we become overwhelmed.
I love the mindset. We were talking about that growth mindset. And, you know, there's that saying, imagine the things that you could accomplish if you knew you couldn't fail.
Right.
Leah, you're showing that, you know, you're using that mindset that you cannot fail, even though you may, but that's not, you have your goal in mind, and it's fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Oh, no problem. You know, we need a lot of help when we start, and we need people to help us, you know, to give us that boost so that we are able to do that. I'm lucky because I have my entire family with me, you know, backing me up on the idea. And so I was very lucky. But yeah, you know, be tenacious. That's all it takes, you know, and don't be afraid.
Tenacity and Chris on the track, right?
And ask yourself, why not me, right?
Why not me? I love that. I'm going to write that one down. I just don't want to look down and write while I do have my pad and paper here. At Shamrock Foods, food is in our name. We love food. We're all foodies. I'm a restaurant guy at heart, and Shamrock is a restaurant company. We're a food company. We're a dairy. We love our food and meat. Tell us about a dish right now that you're in love with. Share what you're thinking about in the food realm.
As far as the empanadas?
Yeah, or like whatever you're making at home. Share what you're making. Share what's really top of mind for you with food right now.
Well, I mean, I'm always thinking in the business, you know, what we can do, what other stuff we can, you know, utilize to stuff our empanadas with. And I made they're not refried beans, but they're it's like they're soupy, right? Okay. So just pinto beans, and we fry them in a little bit of oil, and you make them kind of soupy, and then you add some jack cheese, and then I make a salsa verde, which is you know, I roast the chilies, and then I just put it in the blender with garlic and salt, and you mix the beans with that, and you make you know, something that can be solid enough to go in the empanada. Right. And oh my God, it is so delicious. Okay, I've made some, and they are just delicious. So they, you know, when you open it up, all the cheese and the beans and the chile verde they're just fabulous.
Right, and they're melting. And so I think Carissa put an order in for ours. I'm waiting for mine to get here. So
I'm gonna say some, okay. So yeah, that's what we're trying to introduce some new things. And we're going a lot for the vegan and vegetarian because they are selling very, very well. So, you know, those are things that we have to play with, you know, anything. I mean, you can do anything to put in there. We did a peanut butter and jelly, which was really good. And we do the mini ones, the cocktail size ones.
Right.
We order them a lot for the birthday parties for kids.
Oh, awesome.
Kids don't eat anything with peanut butter and jelly or ham and cheese, so we do those.
And like you were saying earlier, it's a meal, all in one. Like you just
Right.
need a napkin, so it's not fork, knife, plate. It's
Right.
definitely great for parties or folks on the go. I love on the menu that there's lots of vegan and vegetarian options. It's a great way to play heads up because your customer is clamoring for these things. How else do you keep your concept fresh? And how do you keep customers coming back for more? We just talked about beans and chile verde. Is there some other empanadas on the horizon that we should be looking for?
Well, that one is one. And then a lot of people have been asking their kids want sort of a pizza empanada.
Okay, Italian now.
And right, so they want oh my God, the cheese and help me out here.
Cheese and pepperoni and
cheese and pepperoni. Thank you.
And maybe even Hawaiian. You're not going to put pineapple in an empanada.
Oh my
I
God,
start a war.
No. I want cheese and pepperoni. That's
Although
it.
I would probably try it.
Would you?
Yeah, I would.
My son would too. So, Matt's the chef and he would try that. Yes. You know what we tried, which was very interesting that I just remembered, we tried a jackfruit.
Oh, wow.
And it was amazing. So he bought the huge jackfruit and
Yeah.
he peeled it. It's scary. It looks like an alien egg.
Like a watermelon, right?
And he did it like a pork with tomatillo. And it was I mean, I could taste that it has like I don't know, it has a different taste, but people really liked it. So the way we keep a lot of people interested also is that before the pandemic we were doing it. We'd stopped doing it now, but we're thinking of bringing it back. Is that I think it's every other Friday he makes a special.
Okay.
So he introduces a new empanada. It could be, a sweet one, or it could be, he's made a fish empanada.
Oh, wow.
Right. And so I think he makes the one that was really great last time was what was that called? He did it for the football, for the Super Bowl, crab.
Oh, yeah.
And people absolutely went crazy for it. So we keep our people coming back because we always have new fillings. We don't add a lot of other things. We have a simple salad that we provide, or a tortilla soup, which is, but we want our empanadas to shine. We want that to be our main thing. We are empanadas. So.
Right. We are empanadas. I love it. And there's more to come on that. I know you're working on some new marketing, which you always are. I love that you're tenacious. And I hope that everybody out there can feel the energy that Leah has, because, we've been talking quite a bit leading up to this conversation, and the energy is palpable. This woman is super powerful. And I hope you all can take some inspiration from Leah and use that to inspire your staff and inspire your customers. Don't forget that there are some new empanadas in the works as we speak. That's actually where Chris is right now. He's got the mad scientist chef hat on and he's mixing it up. And so keep an eye out on the Facebook page. That's where they're going to be introduced, especially that's where you list out your LTOs or limited time offers for when those are available, and get them while you can, because those limited time ones are sold out really quickly, right? You can only get so many. Well, we're almost out of time here. I got about 1 minute left. Thank you everyone out there for joining us. Shamrock Foods Kitchen Conversations. And a very special thank you to Leah for joining us today and sharing your energy and your tenacity and your words of encouragement. I hope that everyone out there enjoyed the show. Keep the comments coming in, and we'll see you guys next time right here on Kitchen Conversation. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you, and thank you to Shamrock.
Take care, Leah. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Jeff.
Thanks again.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.